everybody, welcome to Absolutely, I'm Sal. There's Dan. We're going to be talking about Kraven the Hunter being announced at CinemaCon. This is a movie that I think everyone is clamoring for from the Sony Spider-Verse, right? Who doesn't want to see Aaron Taylor, Paul Johnson, what's his name?
I don't even know.
Aaron Taylor Johnson. It's the kid who played Kick-Ass, and he's going to be Kraven the Hunter.
That skinny guy.
Yeah, you didn't see that coming? Yeah,
Okay.
that's right.
All right. I hope, you know what? Actually, I can't even say, oh, that skinny guy, because I've seen what some of the personal trainers in Hollywood can do.
Oh, yeah.
So,
No, and I'm
who
sure he's got a
knows?
beard and everything. Russell Crowe's in it. He's going to play also Kraven the Hunter. I don't know how that works. I think it's like, I am going to be the comic book accurate Kraven the Hunter, but a little more doughy. And then you will be the new, more likable Kraven the Hunter that will be in the franchise that will Morbius up after it drops. Can't wait. But
Interesting.
this movie's been delayed heavily to the point where, people like me have been like, maybe it'll be canceled. But no, they shot it. It's done. And they dropped some stuff at CinemaCon, of all places, to talk about Kraven the Hunter, the movie. And there are two things we walked away from it. Number one, people who went there got to see actual footage of the movie, proving it exists, which, is a shame. But no, I mean, there are a few Kraven fans out there. I know at least one. And you know what? This is the only timeline where that was possible. So you get that movie. The other thing is it's going to be a R-rated movie.
Okay.
Aaron Taylor Johnson himself quoted in saying, F yes, it's going to be rated R, which the actor may or may not know that. I feel like probably not, but you know. I bet it's shot to be rated R. I think all of them have. I honestly believe in my heart of hearts that Venom, Venom 2, and Morbius were all shot rated R. And then they went, all right, we are going full hard R. And then like a week before the release, they went, okay, no, cut out everything that's rated R, please. Oh my God. Because there's such horrible ADR in those movies. I mean, they're reacting to things like, I remember when they dropped that last Venom trailer, the first movie for Venom, last trailer for the movie, and they had that comedic actor who was in Parks and Rec who played a scientist, and she kept saying symbiotes.
Oh my gosh.
And everyone made fun of her for it, and then suddenly she didn't say symbiotes anymore in the movie. And it was like, that's fast. But yeah, Kraven the Hunter. We're getting that.
I love the fact that you say, there was footage. We know it exists. Nothing about people saying it was good. Nothing about opinions or anything.
No, that's what's so hype. Everyone's like, yes, it's going to be rated R and it's coming out. And I'm like, that you could say that about a lot of movies.
Yeah.
That I don't have any interest in seeing. But yeah, this movie has been delayed heavily. It was supposed to come out, I don't know. It had 2 different release dates. Now it's finally coming out October 6th of this year.
Yeah, I can almost guarantee it's going to be dropped down to PG-13 because of the fact that the only thing about Kraven that I could see as R-rated would be the violence.
Right.
Because he's a hunter, obviously. Yeah. But I feel like hunting violence, you can make PG-13.
Yeah, you have nets and spears or sniper rifles. Like,
exactly.
You can soften that violence. The other thing is, he's a hunter. He's hunted people, but the thing that Kraven's known for hunting are 2 things. One is Spider-Man, which is not in this movie. So that's right out the window. Mm-hmm. So right away you killed my interest. You've hunted my interest to extinction. The second thing is animals, which nobody wants to see. Like, I don't want to see, first of all, I don't want to see violence towards animals. Secondly, it's not going to be because it's all going to be CG, and I don't want to see your terrible Sony CG animals.
Right.
Like, I can barely care when it is not terribly narratively satisfying. Like, in The Wolverine, when there's that big CG bear, and I thought to myself, man, I don't know why they always try to keep making these CG bears, because it never looks right. And in every movie, I'm proven right, where I'm like, that's this big CG bear, it doesn't look real. I don't know what it is, but, horses, bears, deer, it never looks right. And
there's always something slightly off, and when you notice it's off, you can't not see it as off.
You're looking at it forever. And yeah, but I mean, obviously he's going to be hunting. I think the idea is that he's going to be an eco-friendly person. He's an environmentalist. Like maybe the Russell Crowe Kraven we can hate. Mm-hmm. But this new Kraven, he's going to be hunting for the animals. And so he's going to hunt poachers and, so it'll be like an episode of like a Catwoman heavy episode of Batman the Animated Series.
Right.
Where it's like, oh, she's going to be dealing with people who are deforesting wildlife preserves and stuff. Okay.
Just an eco-terrorist.
Yeah, an eco-terrorist. And it's like, okay, so he'll be an anti-hero for the animals. How will we get a horribly dubbed Vulture and Morbius into the post-credit scene for this movie? So we can be like, I think a couple of guys like us should team up. I don't know, but I do know that it's 50-50 odds on whether this movie will be R-rated or not. But I do know that if you were out there thinking, I heard some stuff like Calypso's going to be in it, Chameleon's going to be in it, Russell Crowe, Aaron Taylor Johnson, yeah, all those things are true. And Rhino, by the way, new Rhino.
Okay.
And at first I was like, oh, could it be Paul Giamatti in a robot Rhino suit or an upgraded bio suit, like further cementing it in the Andrew Garfield universe? Nay, it is not, unfortunately. Or at least we don't know who's playing Rhino, but we do know that it's not going to be that one.
Right. That's honestly, like, the Kraven, we all know they'll end the movie, he'll be in jail, Vulture will break him out.
Yes.
Or Morbius will break him out. That's the easiest post-credit scene possible. We're breaking you out. We got to hunt a spider.
Dude.
Like, we know you can find anything.
It's really interesting because it's
Ignore
going
that
to be...
I am also animal-based.
Right. Well, what's it called? Michael Keaton will not be in that Vulture suit because he wasn't in the post-credit scene. So we could easily do that. Or we'll know how tight a leash they have on Jared Leto if he's the one who breaks him out.
Right.
Because here's an opportunity that Sony thinks is an opportunity, and I guarantee you, if it happens, if Morbius breaks out Kraven, he will say it's Morbin time.
He will.
I have no doubt in my mind. Yeah, man, I don't know. Kraven the Hunter is getting a movie before Speedball or Dark Hawk or Cardiac. I'm
I think the saddest part about this is that if I knew Spider-Man was involved or related, I would be actually incredibly hyped for this movie.
Absolutely. No, there
because
were
like
rumors.
seeing Kraven the Hunter who has beat Spider-Man, like
Yeah.
like The Last Hunt or something like that, or
Yes, absolutely. No,
it would be
100%.
so good, but
Yeah.
without that, you're literally just making a movie using the name.
Yeah, it's
And
just the name.
that's-
It's not even the character because it's not like he's going to be descended from aristocracy. He's got like a mental illness. He's, driven to, it's going to be a coming of age anti-hero story.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be the most paint by numbers thing imaginable. And I know I am so sick of people saying, you got to give it a shot. You got to give it a chance, because I'm like, how many times do I have to watch the same thing happen before I'm like, hey, maybe just step out of the way.
Right.
Before you get hit by this train. Like, every time. I know there's some folk who really, really are excited for Kraven. I think it would have been more exciting if it had been the alternative to No Way Home. Apparently there was some discussion about, like, after Far From Home and the Sony Marvel split, they were like, we're going to make a Kraven movie. And, that was like an alternative idea. And it's like, yeah, I would love to see a dark, atmospheric adaptation, not direct adaptation, but an adaptation of Kraven's Last Hunt. Because watching Tom Holland Spider-Man get hunted, hell, Andrew Garfield Spider-Man get hunted by Kraven the Hunter would be dope.
Yeah.
And I don't know how they're going to captivate our interest in this one. We'll see, but at least it'll be R-rated. So he'll kill people, but I heard faces are ripped off. I hear Rhino has morphing abilities.
What?
Yeah.
So they're turning Rhino into an Animorph?
Why not? Animorphs are really popular nowadays.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
See this. Yeah, I hope this is one of those ones that will change our mind, because this, I feel, is going to be the make or break of the Sinister Six that they are attempting to build towards. That if this flops as well, no one's going to care. No one's going to even like try out any of the future ones. Like, this is really a crucial Sony alternative Spider-Verse make or break movie.
I think that's actually a good point. This could be the make or break moment for the Sonyverse if it weren't for the Into the Spider-Verse movies, because those movies are just proportionately tipping the scales in a big bad way, because that first movie is, for a majority of Spider-Man fans, the perfect Spider-Man movie. So it's actually interesting. I think that in a Spider-Verse-less world, Kraven would be the time when they went, all right. If it morbs up, they're gonna go, all right, that's enough. We're done. We can't do it. Why do we even think we could do it? But in a Spider-Verse world, Kraven flops, and I'm not hoping it does. I just don't have any interest in it. But Kraven flops. They're gonna go, well, let's see how Into the Spider-Verse 3 turns out. And if those continue, they're gonna go, all right, well, we still got Spider-Verse, which means we can probably get away with at least 2 more Spider-Man movies. Let's make The Big Wheel and Rocket Racer. Can't wait. But, yeah, man, I don't know. Oh, and El Muerto. I forgot about El Muerto.
Didn't that get canceled? I know it was like on hold indefinitely because the writers were like,
what is this?
We don't know what to make. Like,
yeah.
You chose a character that has no history, that was made during a time period that no longer is relevant.
Yeah.
So it's like,
I don't know, man. I mean, we'll see. But, yeah, Bad Bunny was going to be El Muerto, and maybe it's happened. If it hasn't started filming yet, and they did, because I remember hearing that too, but I couldn't find any articles that said, like, it's on hold indefinitely, which usually means it's canceled.
I put it in, it was
for
on
Absolute Comics.
Absolute Comics one week.
There you go.
So
that'd be fine with me. Because again, I'm just like, I'm the kind of kid who's like, don't make movies that no one wants. Like,
yeah.
Unless you're being creative. Like, I really appreciate when, like, a couple people get together, they scrape together a few $100,000, and they're just like, here's this thing, and it's what's inside of me, and now it's in front of you. Like, that's really cool, and I appreciate that. Even if it's grotesque and I don't want to see it, I'm like, you created something. You're expressing yourself. I appreciate that. This is just, it's just the bloodshot of known franchise movies, where it's like, here's something. You want to do this, like the Marvel thing? No, we're good. Okay.
Yeah. Like the worst part about the El Muerto thing as well is it's like it's insulting that you're in. Like it honestly is insulting that you're like, hey, we're gonna make just a random movie, but we're gonna grab a character from Spider-Man. Like it's like why?
Right.
Like it's not a name that's going to get people or anything. It's just a name that's making people go, why are you ignoring all of these
other
options
characters? Yeah.
For that. Like,
right. You could have made a Silver Sable movie, or that Black Cat Silver Sable movie, which I don't want them to do because I want to see the Marvel Universe cohesive. But also, if I have to choose between El Muerto or Silver and Black, I'll pick the one with Silver Sable and Black Cat in it.
Yeah.
So if we're only choosing the movies based on who's in them, right? Because that's what Sony's banking on. So, I mean, we'll see. But Kraven being R-rated was a big deal for a lot of people. I saw a lot of buzz online where people were like, yes! And I'm like, yes? What if they said Morbius was R-rated? You still would have gotten the most movie I've ever seen.
Right.
It really, by the way, like I never really weighed in on Morbius, but like Morbius is just a movie that exists. It didn't change anything, but it wasn't like Sharknado. It wasn't like the worst thing I've ever seen. It was just a movie. It did all the things. You were like, you could paint by numbers with that movie. You're like, yes. I mean, this is the part where the movie character does the movie thing. And it's like, okay.
My biggest problem with Morbius, not to go too much on a tangent there, was that it was 2 movies put in one. If they had kept the horror vibe of the first half of the movie and kept that throughout, I think it would have done so much better. It was when they decided to go, all right, we're going to really Sony this up and just kind of go in a very weird direction. But anyway, this isn't a Morbius episode.
No, if you want to catch our Morbius podcast, go to itsmorbintime.net. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, man, Kraven, R-rated. People are hyped.
Yeah, we'll see what comes from it. So,
thanks a lot for watching, everybody. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to our channel, and give us a nice rating on Spotify. And we'll see you guys next time here on Absolutely. I'm Sal. That's Dan. So